wars are fought by outwitting the opponent. So today we don't have a lot of thinkers. We don't have a lot of people who are willing to sit down. Welcome to Real Talk with Maya Jones, the artist. Today on Real Talk, we're going to be discussing some very important topics. We're going to be discussing, is there a double standard in the world with what's acceptable for white people or people not of color to do versus people of color and their behavior? Is there like a double standard? Are certain things okay when one group of people does it versus another? And we're also going to be talking about a special topic which we'll save for later. I don't think that picking up a gun and going to beat people. Today, Donald Trump's wife gave a very important speech, and she's potentially the leader of, well, the first wife of the leader of the free world. And she gave a speech today of which she was caught plagiarizing Michelle Obama. And one has to think, if a black woman was in that same position and she was caught plagiarizing a presidential candidate's wife's speech from prior, would she be criticized harder? There have to be some revolutionary people that come together to come up with some better. So I want to introduce my special guest today. We have recording artist Faye Real, and he will be coming up to join me today.
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing today?
All right. Thanks for having me.
All right, good. I'm glad that you're here.
To be here.
Definitely. So we're gonna take a cheers to success and being here, talking about real things.
Yeah. Of course, because you asking questions, you turn the guy, right?
Yeah, I agree. Do you think they're hiding that story to protect Donald Trump, or do you more so think it's a racial thing?
It's most definitely, in my opinion, a racial thing. It's always been about race since as far back as we can remember, right? Mm-hmm. You know, we've dealt with these type of issues and problems amongst race. Mm-hmm. Our parents, our grandparents, everybody's been dealing with it. I think it's more kind of now of our time. We've been pacified to sleep with gifts and money and material things.
Yeah.
So, you know, our people, our so-called people we look up to, entertainers and athletes of that nature, actors and stuff, they sleep to it. We don't want to come together and fight the system that gives us this money. And that's what it's about, money, the love of money, and so we'll keep quiet for money. Yeah. And yet our people are being done wrong, we're being killed in the streets, all kinds of things, you know what's going on.
It does have to do with religion, don't get me wrong. I'm the first person to recently for all the racial tensions that have been going on. I've definitely been one of the first people to say that I, feel as though the police are targeting more so everyone than just black people, especially when you do the statistics. But I really am starting to see a lot of instances where I think our, black people are facing racism, and it's deeper than the police. I think it goes deeper than just what they're fighting right now. And I think that this is a prime story that shows how deep racism is. Above and beyond, yes, the police killing people is far more serious than the speech, but I think it just goes to show how many levels it transcends. How it transcends the racism these days is going. Do you feel as though that people are being, acting too much, they're not acting enough, or that we need to go in a different way? Because we can't just blame it on the police, to me. I think it's deeper than that. I think it's the laws. So what do you feel about that?
Laws, okay. It is deep. So this area, we've been marching and protesting since the 50s. Yeah. And we're still doing it. It's 2016.
Exactly.
Still doing it. Point. There's something's not right.
Yeah.
So
that's a good point.
We need to ask questions, and this topic needs to be talked about more, I think.
I think so too.
And I think all the different levels that we've been trying to do this, protesting is not the way. Voting is not the way. Mm-hmm. We have to remember what we're dealing with in this country. The people who took this country didn't vote to get it, did they? People running this country, you know what I'm saying? They took it by force, they murdered they broke a lot of treaties with the native people who were here. 300, I think every single one of them, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So, how can we expect for them to play fair by the rules?
You have to love yourself and you have to value yourself, or else, I mean, your temple is destroyed and there's nowhere for God to really dwell because you won't make good choices. In the Bible, there weren't a lot of righteous leaders. They were few and far between. There were kings and rulers, but as far as righteous kings and rulers, I mean, we have David, we have Jesus, we have a few. There are not that many. So I think it goes to what you're saying, the same problem, but I think, yeah, we need to look at the prophecies, but I think we need to look at it's someone's time to stand up, you know, and I think that how they need to stand up needs to be different things. I think we need to boycott the banks. I'm going to be bold with it because no one else is saying it. I mean, those are words that will make the powers that be madder than let's pick up some stones and throw them. I mean, let's boycott the banks. There's 6 major media corporations. I mean, we have Viacom, we have a couple of others. Let's get those people shut down. You know, those are the people who are dictating what we see and how we spend our money. If no one went to the bank, there would be no United States the way that it is. They're using our money to gamble off of it and invest it here and invest it there, our 401ks, and that's how they keep continuing. They're still using us as slaves, whether we're black or white, and that's why I don't think that the issue is a black and white issue. I think that it's a 99% versus 1% issue. Because the whites, the blacks, the Asians are still getting raped and enslaved by the credit companies, the banks, and we cannot change any laws if we do not have any money. Everyone knows that our laws are written for those who have money. So I feel as though if we're going to attack anything, we need to attack the banks. We need to attack the media. We need to attack those things. We don't need to attack each other. We don't need to attack the police. We need to go for where it hurts. And that's just my belief. I feel like we could get many more things accomplished if we did a national boycott the banks day, you know?
We're the ones in captivity. We're the ones on the bottom. We're the ones who are being oppressed. So yes, we have certain minute, you know, people, individuals amongst our people who are doing well, who are, you know, have gifts and things of that nature. But as a whole, as a society, we have the worst jobs and on the bottom and things like that. But like you said, since the beginning of time, things repeat itself. There's nothing new under the sun. So we've been breaking the laws. The reason why we went into captivity, the reason why we're still on the bottom, because we're still breaking the laws. God gave us laws and commandments, not religion. So this movement is something that's been uprising. I've been studying.
So do you feel like the whole Black Lives Matter thing is like black people finally realizing their place, or do you feel like it's more of a political thing? Like, what do you feel as though it is? Do you feel it's deeper? Because I mean,
it's just another movement to pacify us, to make us go back to sleep and not wake up to the truth.
I feel that
it's
way
another
too.
Movement, just like the Martin Luther King movement, this movement that's not going to work because it's not under the banner of the Most High.
Amen. I agree with that. I do feel as though it is something that is used to separate us more than unite us, because, I mean, as a Bible scholar, anyone can realize, and I mean, at a certain point in the Bible, Jesus was reaching out to the people who were not just black or were not just of the tribe of Israel. I mean, he did do some works for people who were not. So I feel like to put us in the category and say all lives matter and say if you don't feel like that, you are wrong. I mean, Black Lives Matter. God forbid you say all lives matter. I feel like, yes, black lives do matter, but so do all lives, because at the end of the day, we need to be coming together as a people under God, you know, and that people can be diverse.
But saying all lives matter is smacking the whole Black Lives Matter movement right in the face, because we're the ones they're not getting killed. They're not getting killed.
I mean, they are. I mean, you can type it in within 30 seconds. White girls killed by the police. You will find 6 to 12 instances. Just the other day, a white person was killed by the police, just the same as a black person. And I mean, I'm not saying that.
But you have to look at the percentage.
The percentage is actually higher for white people and others, only 40% of the people killed by the police are African Americans. Now that is still high because you're comparing 40% African Americans versus, what is that, 60% of mixed races. So it still is high. However, the police are killing everyone, you know, and I mean, they are just clowning. It has nothing to do with just black people. I mean, you can be white if you want to and think you're gonna get away with a couple of things. Yeah, you might get a little further, but it's still, the police are killing whoever is not on their side, period. So, I mean, I feel like, yeah, it's a police thing, but at the end of the day, it's also a law thing, and that's what I'm taking it back to. I think our laws are out of check. I think they need some boundaries, and I think some real individuals need to step up for what matters and change things. And the way to change things is attack the financial institutions, attack the media, because that's what they're using to control us. Attack the food. I mean, it's not even a law. I think we need to attack the food, which is being used to dumb us down, the media companies and the banks. I don't think it's go protesting, all of that, as you said. So.
But how can we attack this stuff and, like you said, we're not together?
That's
the
why
problem.
we're here today.
We've been messed up so bad during slavery to hate one another, and there's no unity amongst our people. We're all like that crabs in the barrel mentality, pushing one another down to get on top and not helping each other. And that's been that way for our people for a long time, not to help each other. I mean,
yeah.
And you're an artist and you got family. You know what I'm saying? That's in a position to help you, and they're not gonna help you.
Yeah.
And that's your family. You know what I'm saying?
It's like that. It's real out here.
We talking about what's going on in the world, in society, what's really going on, and we need to really, again, look into deeper into the matter, because the stuff that's going on is a spiritual thing.
I agree.
So it's because this hate thing has always been there.
It has.
This so-called racism thing. This is not racism. It's hatred. How can you shoot in the car with a little child in the back seat? That just no disregard for that. People.
A pre-programmed hate and non-value for Black lives is how you can do that.
Exactly.
You have to have a pre-existing disregard for the value of a Black life to shoot into a car with a Black child there. Because if you saw a white child, you would have thought, you would have hesitated.
Exactly. You would have thought twice, at least thought twice. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not blind to it. It's just, I think that we as Black people, or as the chosen people, need to come together and step above and use our brains, which we have been blessed, and see that it's deeper than that. I mean, yes, it is race, but let's just see above that and see how to stop it. I mean, you know, that's just what I'm expecting of my people, and I just don't see it happening right now, where someone's coming in and just stop it, you know.
It starts with this, what we're doing right now. Two young people talking about the issue, digging deep, and just getting our people, waking our people up to what's going on, stopping that Pokemon stuff and that.
Speaking of, I was just gonna get in there. So how do you feel about Pokemon? I'm not gonna say how I feel about it first. I would like to know how you feel about it first. So special guest.
Yeah, to me personally, it just seems ridiculous.
Okay.
So how can, we grown, and there's other more important things going on. And for that to come out with this stuff, the important things that we really need to be talking about, the issues, our children, young people getting gunned down, the unfairness with the Barack Obama thing. There's some things about Barack Obama that happened, or I seen on where he went overseas, and the meeting that he had with the people over in Russia wouldn't shake his hand. He stuck his hand out to shake his hand, and they looked at him and walked past.
Oh, wow.
Like a blatant disrespect.
Yeah, that wouldn't happen to Bush.
No, not at all. So we need, and that was kind of people. The media didn't really talk about that. That was a story that wasn't really talked about. So again, the media and things of that nature is run by. I'm not gonna get into that.
Yeah.
Let's stick to the Pokemon thing. So yeah, the Pokemon thing.
I would just say this, because this is my feeling on the Pokemon thing. When it first popped up, I thought people were going crazy, and I was just really confused. But I'm not gonna lie, I was a Pokemon watcher, but I wasn't a Pokemon card player, and I do have the app downloaded. I mean, I feel as though it's extremely Illuminati in every way, every sense of the word. I mean, I'm sure it tracks your location. I'm sure it does all those things, but so do all of our apps, you know? And I feel like, yeah, it's definitely got some type of hidden agenda with brainwashing us, but can't lie, it's addictive. It is a good game, and I can't wait for them to make the Dragon Ball Z one. I definitely appreciate you being here. We're definitely gonna get some footage from the studio guests that we have and everything. But thanks everyone for coming to Real Talk with Maya Jones, the artist. We discuss real things. So I want to thank my special guest, Favorite, definitely for coming out. And stay tuned for the next episode. Shout out to Capone.